CGP.
Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
Video games, culture, anime, toys, pinball, tabletop.
CGP.
Cleveland
Gaming Podcast.
Here we go.
CGP. This is the Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
CGP.
Time to press start.
What's up, fellow gamers, nerds, cosplayers, and purveyors of all things video games? You're listening to the Cleveland Gaming Podcast, the greatest video game podcast in all the land. That is with an apostrophe at the top of land. My name is Corey. I'm the MC, program director for the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and third on the top high score list. But number one is, of course, the man who's co-hosting here on the podcast, the final boss of the CGC. It's Tom Jenkins. Good Sir Jenkins. What's up, dude?
Corey, you are so hard to follow. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. I'm here.
That was great.
Was that okay?
That was great.
Good to see everybody, talk to everybody, listen to everybody, whatever. Tom Jenkins here. Nice to see you guys. Good to hear you guys again.
And it's not just Tom and I. We also have a CGC alum joining us on the show today. Main stage performer, Crazy 8 the Great, and we talk about so many different things, including Batman, including Super Nintendo, and more. It's going to be a great conversation, Tom. I know we had a great time with him.
Yeah, and he basically spoils everything that we're going to reveal for the 2024 CGC. So, I guess we should probably just get right into it. What do you think?
The previous statement was made for entertainment purposes only. But we are so happy to have you listening to us. This show, of course, is brought to you by all of you with your time, with your ears, and, of course, with listening. Follow us wherever you can find us on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, GameCleveland.com. But let's not waste any time. Let's drop into our conversation with the great Crazy 8 the Great. That was awkward. I said great 2 times.
It's going to be great.
That's 3. You have such a great bit of art on the wall behind you. What's your favorite piece? I see the Joker. I see, obviously, Goku. And I see... Is that Miles?
Yeah, I got Miles here too. When I put this together, it's compiled of everything that I love for real. So I got a bit of horror down here. I got Michael Myers, Ghostface, and then it kind of transitions to more anime toward this side or whatever. But huge DC fan, huge Batman guy. I got the Joker tattooed on my arm. So Mark Hamill Joker, but
absolutely, just like Kevin Conroy's the best Batman.
The only Batman. So, yeah, but I got Conroy's Batman up here. I got Mark Hamill's Joker up here, but I also got Keaton Batman. I got a mashup Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix Joker up here. It's a lot of stuff up here. I even got 1966 Adam West Batman up here somewhere. So, big Batman fan.
Absolutely, dude. A real connoisseur of art and, of course, art on the CGC stage. Cleveland Podcast listeners, please welcome to the show the man, the myth, the legend, our guest from 2023, Crazy 8 the Great. What's up, man? How you doing today?
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful Sunday, I get to hang out with you guys for a sec, so, doing pretty good.
Your iconic symbol, I think, is already prepared for tomorrow, which is the eclipse. So you got your eclipse glasses ready to go. Did you have one eye covered right now, knowing that you might burn out your other one from looking at the sun too much?
You never want to not be prepared. One thing I learned from Batman, always have a contingency plan, Yeah.
That's just how the bats rolls, baby. Tom, can you settle this? What's your Batman of choice? Your Batman du jour?
Animated series for sure. I feel like that's where it's at.
I got to meet Kevin Conroy before he passed, man. So it was a pretty special moment.
That's awesome. And I know some people are kind of in a real dichotomous camp about this, but Kill the Justice League, his final voice acting performance out there, I just love seeing it. Even though maybe he gets owned in a unfortunate way in the game, I still think it was so magical to see it, and he got that little button.
Yeah, of course, man. Anytime you can hear him deliver his famous "I am the Night" speech, I'm always for it.
I'm right there with you. Hey, do you know we're actually doing a podcast? Wild. We've just been talking randomly, but
podcast? What? Nah. Just some guys hanging out, talking, shooting the breeze.
That's it, dude. But let's drill in. You're our guest to the show. Our listeners, all of our attendees, they want to know more about you. I'm gonna get to it, man. I know I have memories of my video game history. What's your earliest gaming memory?
Man, so I have a cousin that's 3 years older than me, and the Super Nintendo is probably my first gaming memory. Just watching him play Super Mario and Star Fox, and of course we had like Street Fighter 2 and a couple other things. But to watch him like speed run through Mario and Mega Man is crazy, because even to this day, however many decades later, he can still do it. And it's like he's so good at it, you don't want to play. Like you just want to just give him the sticks, let him run, and however long it takes him to beat these levels, you just want to be in awe of it or whatever. So like my first gaming memory has to be watching my cousin play Mario on Super Nintendo.
That's wild. It's now. So is your cousin older than you or younger?
Yeah, just 3 years older than me.
See, I'm asking this for a specific reason, because I don't know if it's the way maybe we remember things. I have an older brother. He's like 5 years older. And I remember when I was a kid watching my brother play games. My mind's like, how is he possibly doing these things? And I always wonder, like, would that still hold up? I could see myself sitting in the basement with the wood paneling and the tube TV and watching my brother be like, oh my gosh, he's doing all these crazy things. Would it still hold up today, or is it just that I was younger watching my older brother, but I didn't even know what I was doing with NES or SNES?
So yeah, like SNES was a bit like before I really got into gaming. So like I give that straight to him, but he's like a prodigy when it came to video games. Even when newer consoles came out, PlayStation, everything like that. Like you never want to play him in like Need for Speed or anything. Racing games, it's like he made the game himself. He just was that good out the gate. So just recently, like I bought the Nintendo. It came out with the smaller Super Nintendo that had the preloaded game, like 35 of their best preloaded games on it or whatever. And so the moment I bought them, I called him over like, cuz you got to come over here. I got something for you. I got a surprise for you. So he came over. He saw the little mini SNES. We hooked it up, and we just started going through games that he would play back then. And it's still amazing that muscle memory has him going through Contra without dying. Like it's
I thought you were going to say that before you called him to come over or text him, you had spent 2 weeks playing Street Fighter 2, and then you're like, oh yeah, I just got this thing in the mail. You should just stop by. And then you're just like, boom, see you later.
Yeah, if anything, I bought it for him. I didn't even really participate like that, other than playing Street Fighter 2. And I'm still pretty good at Street Fighter 2.
Who's your main in Street Fighter 2?
Ryu. And it's funny that I run with Ryu, and the only reason I run with Ryu is because when I was younger, the player cards, they let you know his birthday, blood type, stuff like that. Me and Ryu have the same birthday, July 21st. So with him having the same birthday as me, my favorite color being red, he had the red headband, it was a no-brainer that I was just going to play with this guy until the end of time. So I always run with Ryu on Street Fighter 2.
I'm more of a Zangief guy because I can't resist a spinning pile driver. Tom, who's your main?
Man.
I mean, I always feel like I was a Blanca guy just because you could just button mash and just hang out. And you just go for that spinning wheel across the screen. And I'm not even going to bother chasing what everyone's thinking on the stream, too. Like Ryu, Ryu. I never know. Everyone's got their own way to pronounce it, right? Am I still in that camp? Like, I don't know.
Bimmy, Jimmy, I get it.
Yeah, Bimmy or Jimmy.
Being an anime fan, you and watching like the Japanese subtitle version, or should I say the English subtitle version of it, they always pronounce it Ryu. So I was like, all right, if they saying it that way, I'm gonna just go with that way, and I'm gonna leave it that way.
I think that's the right answer.
I like that. So Crazy, you talked about your family members' gaming accomplishments. Tell us something that you did that was like, I'm going to hang that on my fictional trophy shelf.
I was the biggest Halo fan when Halo came out. I had a birthday party surrounding the release of it. Like it came out like around the same time. So when it was my birthday, I asked my mom and my dad to like go half on the Xbox so I could, you know, play Halo, have that. And I got so good at it by the time Halo 2 came out, like my father's in the military. So we would go to visit him on weekends when he was on drill and play Halo 2 against all of, you know, everybody that was on the base would come to his barracks and just get annihilated because I was that good. So I was so good that they were trying to talk about like recruiting me into the military because like my preferred like snipers. I love you know, anything sniper rifle, long distance, being able to, you know, one shot, one kill. And that was actually my father's designation in the military. He was scout sniper. So I kind of just wanted to be like my dad, but it ended up being so good at the game that they was like, well, maybe, you know, they was telling my dad, like, you know, when he's ready, you might want to try to get him to see if he has the same aptitude like you do in the military and stuff like that. And my dad was not having it. if we want to call it an accomplishment, I was like undefeated in Halo 2, and Halo 2 for about 2-3 years before like Halo 3 came out and stuff like that. And I got busier doing other things or whatever, but I was so good that they tried to recruit me into the military because of how good of a shot I was at Halo. So if that's an accomplishment, I'll hang that on the trophy wall.
Halo 2 is so, I mean, iconic. Capture the flag, CTF, everything. I mean,
dual wield. Once they introduced dual wielding, it was
yeah. It was Hang 'em High. Was it Hang 'em High? Was that in 1 or it was Beaver Creek, right?
Yeah, that's still it. That was still in 2 because they it was like original maps too. So yep, the good old days, man.
Those the good old days.
I'll volunteer my Halo memory. When I'm an only child. Y'all have like, you know, brothers and sisters. I was an only child, so my video gaming was just me. Then I got to college. And that's when everyone started introducing us to like LAN play and playing Halo 2. Like that was out when I was a freshman in college. You know, I'm playing video games and trying to make friends. I'm like, I'll jump in. I was so bad. It was one of those like real gut check moments. Like you thought you're good at gaming. No. This is the truth. But well, the thing that I remember, my Halo accomplishment, I'll hang on my hat, is my like people in the dorm that were playing. They had what was known as the bottom feeders tournament. So they put 4 of us together on the same console and split screen to see who was going to be the best of the bottom feeders. And I'm pleased to report that I was able to come out with the W on that one. And that might be me hanging up my Halo hat forever, but I got that one.
Man, I remember going through and like, you know, after so many consecutive kills, the announcer will come in and you know, double kill, triple kill. You get to a point where it just says slaughterhouse because you murdered so many people back to back. That was like what I aimed for at all times. We even like would modify some of the game modes to where we did a custom game mode called Predator, where one character is in camouflage and the rest of the players are against the one player in general, and they always let me be Predator and slaughterhouse every time. I even like I bought the Halo like anniversary pack thing that got like all the games in one. I think it goes up to like maybe Halo 4, maybe. It's like 1 through 4. And I'm still good at Halo 2 to this day. Like we had a game night with some of my coworkers and friends and stuff like that, and it's just one game that I know that I'll always be great at is Halo 2.
I love it. I love this because I was in the same kind of circle too with our friends. It was like, oh man, we got to be on Jenkins' team because we had the same thing. It was like, even my buddy years ago, I remember we brought together like everybody. We brought the tubes out, Xboxes out, got together. We were gonna make this like a whole annual thing. A lot of guys were like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. This isn't fun for half of us. Because I'm just walking around with the shotgun, just one shotting everybody. They're like, what? Where'd you come from? Stop screen watching.
Well, maybe if we're lucky, we'll find somewhere at Cleveland Gaming Classic 2024, seeing Tom and Crazy 8 going head to head in a LAN party somewhere. But Crazy 8, You're talking about Halo. That's what we played in the past. What are you playing right now? What games right now on your Xbox or PS?
Oddly enough, a coworker of mine got me playing this game called Vampire Survivors, and
I can't
addictive.
say anything. I can't say anything.
It's the most addictive game I've ever played. It's like I can't put it down. It's so simple. Is you don't got to think too hard. You just got to survive for as long as you can. And as I'm getting better at it, I've once you reach I think 30 minutes is like the max time you have to survive for some of these levels, and then the Reaper comes out to come get you. I've made it to the point where I could kill the Reaper and still survive. So it's like they send more Reapers at you after this. I didn't know. So if you survive one, they send another one. If you've managed to somehow have enough, gadgets and power-ups and magic and all that other stuff, they keep sending Reapers at you until they get you because you pass the time limit. So I've been playing that relentlessly for hours. My wife was like, have you eaten? Probably not. Probably not. It's
Crazy.
so
I don't know if you can tell, but Tom is holding his tongue so hard right now.
So I was gonna say, Corey, how much time we got left here? We good or what? We
Tom,
good or what?
Are you going to tell the story or am I going to tell the story?
Well, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
We were at another show last year. We were at Korg's, another video game convention, friend of the show. And we were driving back, and me and Tom were there, and I was like, we were just talking like video games. I'm like,
and we're in the middle of nowhere, first of all.
Literal,
like,
actual nowhere. Just
like
podunk
podunk country roads. Yeah.
Right. Actually, I'm sorry. It was GDEX. It wasn't Korg's. It was GDEX that we were driving.
Oh, okay.
It was GDEX. And we were just talking things. I told him about Vampire Survivors, and I was like, "This game is good. You're gonna enjoy it. It's simple. It's mind brain off." And Tom decided to start playing it.
I didn't talk to Corey for like an hour. Corey's like, "Are you good over there? You might like help me out driving?" I'm like, "Nah, you got this." and still to this day, I will be playing that game at night. It's like one of those games you said. It's mindless. You don't have to think about it. You're playing now. I will say I must not be as far as you because I haven't beaten the Grim Reaper or whatever. But I'll be playing in bed. My wife's sitting next to me, and we've all done it where you're like on your phone and boom, your phone falls on your face. I'm like, oh gosh, hold on, I got to get back in this game real quick. But that game's solid. I love this.
Love it, man. And the fact that I think I bought it for like $4 for my Xbox at the time. The DLC that they had was like $1.99. It's like I'm probably going to keep playing this game forever if y'all keep doing it. I love that game.
It is quite the game for sure. But we brought you on because last year you were on the main stage. You joined us for our after party. Crazy 8, tell us what you've been doing lately. Have you been brewing any new music tracks? Anything inspiring you?
Yeah. So just recently, we lost Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z. Very, very, very sad day for me, given that Dragon Ball pretty much revitalized my rap career. But also it was a big part of my childhood, kept me out of trouble. It was a big deal. So I have a song called It's Over 9,000. I recently did a Akira Toriyama tribute video, like an AMV lyric video for the song that has, clips from the show, the lyrics going around, and then we got pictures of Akira Toriyama in the video. I released that on his birthday. His birthday just passed, April 5th. So just to honor and celebrate Akira Toriyama, his memory, the legacy, everything he's done for me personally with, the world that he created in Dragon Ball. And that's out on YouTube now. So I've been working on that, promoting that, just to, bring eyes and ears to the fandom that might not have known, Dragon Ball Z, even though, it's such a global phenomenon at this point. But for, I just want to be a conduit to bring people to the world of Dragon Ball, given that my highest streamed single to date is a Dragon Ball song called Ultra Instinct. And just, I walk around, I'm in a Saiyan armor. That's what I perform in, on stage. I'm in a Saiyan armor. I'm Dragon Ball Z to the day I die. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, It's Over 9,000. AMV is on YouTube right now. I'm really, really proud of the work. And I, did a nice little thank you and rest in peace message at the end of the video for Akira Toriyama. I'm hoping, smiling down, proud of what I did. So that's what I've been working on recently.
Yeah, man. That I agree. It was quite the day when it was lost. It was really nice to see because I'm a big TikToker right now. A lot of lovely tributes, and I think we can all agree, even though these games might be fictionalized, it's not fictional for what they do for us and the effects they have
Right.
on us. And like you said, like it helped you out in schooling. Like, and for me, Magic the Gathering, the people that I made around definitely helped me out in that journey as well. I don't know, Tom, if you have something similar that really kind of helped you through connecting and making strides in life.
It's the whole community aspect, right? I mean, I feel like we all just share. I always talk about like all these communities in the show specifically too. It's like all a Venn diagram of like nerd culture, right? Like we were talking about, right? So it's like that's why we all connect, right? And we feel a connection to it, and that everyone has their own character that means something that's cool to them. And I think that's great that that it means that much to anyone, no matter what it is. And then just like you're doing with your songs, right? Is create something that's meaningful and touch those people and reach them out there and do something that you enjoy. That's what's up. It's great.
About you, Crazy, you got a lot of specific iconography and branding. Tell us about that. Where did Crazy 8 come from? Where does the smiley face with the single lens glasses? Tell us the origin story.
Corey and I were talking about this. I'm like, what is this logo? Like, what's this thing? Or what's Crazy 8? I'm like, we gotta ask this question, right, Corey? I mean, we're there.
I'll start with the name. Crazy 8 is a card game, right? When I was growing up, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother, who, at my surprise, is a card shark. So through a bunch of games that we used to play together, Crazy 8 was one that kind of stood out to me. And we would play it all the time.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have stories here. Miguel, you and me are like same person.
See, there we go.
I love it where this is going already.
We're gonna have to create a competitive zone between the two of you just to like roll.
I want to know I'm waiting to hear other games that you and your grandma played because we grew up in a card playing house too.
Yeah, so from Crazy 8 to Jim Rami, Tonk, Old Maid, even all type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And Crazy 8 stood out to me because you could use your 8 as a wild card to complete your books or spreads and stuff like that. And I don't know, the name just like, I loved how it looked. Like you know what I'm saying? I loved how it looked. I loved how it sounded. I loved playing the game with my grandmother. My grandmother is also a really big reason why I'm very good with literary works and just playing with the English language and being able to have an affinity for words and spelling and things like that. Like, because of the time I spent with her, I was ahead in school like 2 grades because I was reading at twice the age level from the time I entered kindergarten to, when I made it to high school. I was reading and speaking and writing and putting out works as college level by the time I made it to high school. But that's all because of my grandmother. When it comes back to the Crazy 8 as a game, the 8 is a wild card. And being that my imagination is so wild, I can make just about anything that I want to happen musically. So I was like, all right, I'll take that and just be the imaginative wild card that can make anything happen musically. And that's why Crazy 8 stuck. And back when, when the internet first came out and you would have like little games and stuff you could play and they would give you the option to use a username, Crazy 8 was always my username for anything that I was doing online in the early days. So it stuck.
Did that include AOL Instant Messenger?
Yes, everything.
There you go.
If they gave me the option, you was gonna see Crazy 8 somewhere.
It's up there, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
That origin story is better than mine for my gamer tag. It's just the dude Enriquez, and the reason I like it is because I like the Big Lebowski. That's simple. That's it.
Hey, but sometimes simple things it's just as cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as it is coming from somewhere that means something to you, that's all that matters. But as far as the logo is concerned, when I first because I was signed to a local record label. I had a record deal earlier in my career. I was like 18, 19, my first record deal. I was like, I was a diamond in the rough. So they're trying to figure out how to make me more appealing to the audience here, what makes me memorable. So, I went through artist development and things like that.
Now, if I can for a second, for the listeners who can't obviously see the logo right now, like, yeah, I'll try to describe it. It's basically a smiley face with nerd glasses on or something. So sorry to interrupt, but to give some visual context, it's like half Ray-Bans, half no Ray-Bans. So keep going. I just want to give some context there.
We're talking about visual things in a podcast.
Correct, but
Right.
we'll let you get back to it. But I'm giving some context here.
Oh yeah, no, of course. So I'm an anti-bully activist. I survived bullying going through school, so I thought that my music should also always advocate for, people that's gone through that struggle or still going through it, so that they can know, they're not alone, and it's not a permanent thing if you know what I'm saying, you find the strength to overcome it. And so when I was coming up, I landed on a moniker, the most popular lane, right? I came up with this because in school, a lot of people knew me, but I was also known as the lame, uncool, nerdy guy, whatever. But if a lot of people know you, by definition, you're still popular. You know what I'm saying? Rather it's in a positive light or a negative light. So that's where the most popular lane came from. And I made that my anti-bully mission statement. That was like, I started doing anti-bullying tours when I first got signed and stuff like that. But we still didn't, I wanted something to kind of say what this new moniker was. And at the time, like, BlackBerry was the popular phone that I had at the time. So they had emojis before I could remember any other phone having emojis. And so I was like, all right, the most popular, I was like, okay. So I took the nerdy emoji with the glasses, and I took the cool emoji, and I split it down the middle and brought them together, because I was caught between these two worlds, especially once I started doing music. Once I started doing music, I started to gain popularity, but I still embodied all those years of being called nerdy and lame and things like that. So being caught between both of those worlds is what the symbol what it symbolizes now. So I'll always, be the most popular lame, because I found a way to make the stuff they used to call us lame for popular now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being into anime is a popular thing now. Being into Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever card games you came up to, it's a popular thing now. So the most popular lane is what the symbol symbolizes now. And that's kind of how I came up with it. I just put two emojis together that made sense, and I threw it on a t-shirt. And every time I did a show when I had the symbol on, people was like, oh man, that's cool. Like, do you sell those? Do you know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, well, and it looked way worse than this when we first made it. So like, this is like the upgraded, polished version that, has been on merch from, everything that I do now. And I've just been able to, catch attention. It's all about trying to, keep people's attention, or keep them talking, keep the conversation going. And it's always a great conversation piece.
We know that very well. And Tom, I don't know about you, but like when you said those two emojis come together, I was like, that clicked. That made so much sense.
Totally did, right?
So much sense. You should tell that story at CGC. It's so great. I would have
never guessed that, but now when I'm looking at it and seeing it, and for people that are listening, check it out. It'll definitely click. I think the only thing that might not click for a lot of our viewers are what the heck a BlackBerry is. But we'll let you figure that out, or Google that separately. But yeah, anyways, the emoji thing, I love that. What a cool story. That's great.
Yeah, and it's been, it's been my calling card for so long now that, because I remember when I was like in the earlier days, I had like stickers made and stuff like that, and I was tagging the city up. Like, you couldn't go anywhere in a popular region and you didn't see one sticking somewhere. I still get people that, like, on Instagram or Twitter or anything, somebody will take a picture of something that they saw one stuck up in a Hot Topic somewhere, or at a they was in the drive-through of a Wendy's or a random Wendy's somewhere on 55th or something like that, and was like, "Yo, your sticker still stands. It's still, you know what I'm saying." So
now
like,
it wasn't you putting up those stickers. Full disclosure, right?
Of
I mean,
course,
we
of
would
course.
never. Yeah, right.
I would never,
Right.
Actually, deep-
Right. Any gas pumps you see at a local Get-Go or something. No. Anyways, carry on. Yeah.
So,
Don't
you know
be
what I'm saying? But
suspicious. Don't be
it's still-
suspicious.
right. My goal was to just make sure you don't forget it. Anytime you see it, you don't forget it. And if you've got questions about it, I got answers about it. You know what I'm saying? It's been my calling card, and I'm proud of it, man. And what it stands for, because I'm still anti-bullying all the way through the music, the messages, to make sure the shows, just to let people know, man, I'm here for you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So if you identify with that struggle, now you symbol to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? You got a group of people now. You know what I'm saying? So like as my fan base is growing and things like that, it's like, hey, we here for you. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of that. This the bat signal for us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Meaning, support, and artistry all coming together in one bit of iconography. I think that's absolutely lovely. Enigmatic, and also a Halo master. We learned a lot
Yes.
about you, man. Let's go fire up some Xbox and have some fun. What do you say, Tom?
I think we're going to do it. And also, don't forget, Crazy 8 the Great appearing this year at CGC 24.
Can't wait.
That's
man.
right. That's right, man.
We're excited.
Only way to see him is to get those tickets.
Oh yeah, get those tickets, y'all.
Well, thank you very much, Miguel. It's great having you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tom, let's not bury the lead. I heard a very strict Halo challenge coming at you, sir. Are you going to step up to the fight at CGC 2024 with Crazy 8 the Great? Tell us.
I'm ready. Yeah, so when he was telling the whole story about Halo and LAN parties, I mean, that to me was just ultra nerd, mecha, whatever, insert line here. Because LAN parties and me and Halo, and we all teabagged each other. It's okay. Everybody did it. It happened, whether we want to
It's
admit
okay.
it or not.
It's okay, everyone.
Right? We all did that. It wasn't just me. Everyone had one in their party. But anyways, great time talking to him. It was super fun.
Basically, the two of you seem like you're the same person.
We kind of are, but he wears glasses and I wear contacts. I will not hold that against him.
Well, it's great that you're not going to hold it against him, but maybe you'll hold his feet to the fire in a head-to-head game in Halo. I don't know. I would love to get a front row seat to see that competition.
I know the outcome. That's all I'm saying. I'm throwing it. Throwing shade.
The shade has been thrown, but the only way to find out is for you, dear listener, to join us on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Cleveland Gaming Classic. Also, let us know in the comments, what are some of your fondest Halo memories? Were you a needler kind of person? Did you enjoy the energy sword? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, do not forget to join the mailing list at GameCleveland.com and get those tickets today.
But I think it's time that we wrap this up for our listeners, Corey. So let's say we hit save on this file for now. This is Final Boss Tom.
My name is Corey, and we'll catch you all next time on
Cleveland Gaming Podcast.
Powering down.